Compass FM in North Canterbury. We have the very great pleasure of having in the studio with us this afternoon Greg Wright of the North Canterbury Minibus Trust. Good afternoon, Greg.
Afternoon, Bruce.
Thank you so much for coming in, sparing the time for us to share what's happening at the Minibus Trust. And it's been a pretty challenging year, I would have thought, Greg.
I think with everybody, COVID has changed the way in which we have done work, really.
How has it affected the Minibus Trust?
During COVID and lockdown, all of the scheduled runs that we were doing basically stopped. So the vehicles were available for medical trips. We got a grant from the Ministry of Social Development and we were able to provide the vehicles free of charge, including fuel. And we provided one vehicle to Salvation Army for delivering food parcels throughout North Canterbury. And it travelled over 1,500 kilometres, absolutely free of charge to them. And provided a lot of assistance and succour to people in North Canterbury in need. It was a very interesting time.
Yeah. And has the Minibus Trust been busy since COVID's been
once
out of lockdown?
COVID has finished, or once lockdown, COVID of course has not finished.
Yeah.
Once lockdown finished, we have been pretty well back to where we were. So far this calendar year, we've carried 5,659 passengers. We've travelled 70,638 kilometres, and our volunteers, which is very important to us, have given 2,731 hours.
That's a wonderful thing, and of course, without the volunteers, the whole thing just wouldn't be going, would it?
Falls flat on its face.
So, a very big thank you to the volunteers and of course, the board for their time making sure that it all gets underway. Now, you mentioned how many vehicles have you got now, Greg?
We've got 11 in total.
Yep.
6 are based in Rangiora.
3
are based in Oxford. 1 in Kaiapoi and 1 in Cust.
Now, yeah, you'd mentioned about the housing of these buses, because obviously they have to be put somewhere.
Indeed, and they're all very expensive vehicles. At the moment, they're housed on an open section in Rangiora, but we're in negotiation with the council for the ground lease of a site in Marsh Road, just the other side of Pack and Save.
Wonderful.
And we there hope to build a bus barn.
Yep.
Which is going to be a major investment for us, but it will enable us to keep our vehicles secure.
Yes.
And during the winter, our drivers can take them out unfrosted, which, as you can imagine, it is a bit of an exercise. And when we go and pick up, especially the people that we're picking up for delivery to Totra Club for respite care,
yes,
if the buses have been frozen overnight, it is very uncomfortable.
The seats would be cold, for one thing.
Well, your seats are reasonably comfortable, but the bus can get, because you've got the doors open all the time, getting people in and out,
yes,
and lifting them up on the hoists, on their walker frames or chairs or whatever.
Yes.
So if you can start off with the bus at least part warm, it makes life more comfortable.
Well, it's good that new bus barn is being made available. And how soon do you think that'll come online?
We hope that we'll be able to look at starting to build early next year. We're looking at funding at the moment. Rangiora Rotary are being very generous in their discussions with us, and we're pretty well there, but we still need to look to raise some more money. Where we're talking to, we have great support from Rata Foundation. We have great support each year from ECAN, because we provide the mobility transport services under their requirements. And as I said before, Bruce, we're one of 13 community bus trusts in the ECAN area, and Rangiora was the first.
And yes, on the model, I believe the rest were designed on. So
based on the same model.
That's fantastic. See how leading the field we are here in Rangiora. I think it's wonderful.
Absolutely. And Don Fairbrother, who was the initial guiding force behind this, was given a QSM, noting his service to the community, and particularly the bus trust, but a number of other things, in the Queen's Birthday Honours list last year.
Marvellous. Well deserved too.
Very much was.
Very well deserved too. So, Greg, are you available during the holidays for trips?
We are. The buses are available for self-drive hire, and they can all be driven with a standard car licence.
That's a good thing to know.
It's essential, because even the 12-seater buses with the hoists can still be driven by somebody with an ordinary car licence. And the contact details for that, we do our bookings through Presbyterian Support, because they have a full-time employee who does it.
Yep.
And the contact is Ronnie. And the phone number, if I read it out quietly and slowly.
Yes.
03 261 2889.
And that's Ronnie.
Yeah, RONI.
RONI. So that's also the number that people can reach if they want to volunteer?
Absolutely. We're always on the lookout for volunteer drivers. I drive every other Tuesday, and we pick the vehicles up at 8:30 in the morning. We then drive out and pick up our load, which is normally 4 to 6 passengers.
Yep.
Bring them back into Totra Club, and then we pick them up again in the afternoon and take them home, door-to-door service, including their walking frames.
Yeah. So really all you're asking for from volunteers is a day every couple of weeks.
A day every a split day.
A split day. Oh, okay, so you could do a morning.
You can do a morning or an afternoon. Most of our volunteers do the morning and afternoon.
And an afternoon, yep.
And it's a lot of fun.
You get to meet a lot of people.
And they are lovely people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shaking goes off in the bus when you...
I can imagine.
Especially when somebody gets lost and the passengers are helping the driver find out where they're supposed to be, which happens from time to time.
Oh, it sounds like a lot of fun. Look, Greg, thank you so much, Greg Wright of the North Canterbury Minibus Trust, for popping in this afternoon and sharing what has been a very difficult year for voluntary organisations, well, for everyone, I guess.
Yeah, well, as the Prime Minister said, be kind to each other.
Be kind to each other, that's right. And now we're in the festive season, and a smile doesn't cost anything, and it's not worth anything unless you give it away.
Exactly.
So be kind to each other. Thank you very much, Greg Wright, for popping in this afternoon. A very Merry Christmas to you and yours. And we'll look forward to catching up with the North Canterbury Minibus Trust again early next year.
Thank you indeed, Bruce.
Thank you very much. Compass FM.